But yeah. Jon Moxley, 26.3%. I think this is a travesty. And I just don't know why people don't understand it with him in a way that they would for someone like Cody, who got 48%. If I'm looking at Moxley and Cody as candidates, one of these guys has won Wrestler of the Year twice. One of them has been pushed as a world champion in various forms of companies since 2016.
Right.
One of them was over, let's see how many times Dean Ambrose, Jon Moxley got over. Shield.
Right.
Single act.
2014, yep.
Champion.
2016, yep.
Got over again as soon as he leaves WWE.
Forget that part.
Or New Japan.
No. Him tagging with Seth Rollins redeemed him as a babyface in 2017.
2017. Okay, yep. I don't think they really do anything with him after that. That's notable.
Hey, Rich, it's funny, right? We were just talking about like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn and the Usos as far as like helping out for Roman Reigns' like career.
How much did this guy help?
They were putting Roman Reigns with Dean Ambrose all the goddamn time to keep him afloat when it wasn't working as a babyface in the mid 2010s. Yep. Every single time. He ain't getting no credit for none of that right now.
None. Jumping, to New Japan Pro Wrestling and then jumping to AEW. You would think this is like one of the most important things a wrestler could do for their historical significance case. You would think.
Yeah.
Are people pissed that he left WWE? I can't rule it out,
Do people just think he's a garbage wrestler?
That's what I think. Like, they don't realize.
What I mean by that, do people all just think like, oh, he's like 90s funk and that's it?
Right. Like they don't realize this is a work rate candidate too, and we talked about it last week or 2 weeks ago. This is a work rate candidate. This is a historical significance candidate. Business. I can't really like make the strongest argument, but this guy's not a complete flop. Business wise, I'm sure you can pull up years where he was like the Iron Man, hitting every town and main eventing, to a certain level in WWE. Right. We saw who they turned to in a lot of cases in AEW, and we've seen Japan strap this guy up.
Yep.
So.
He's the only like I think you said it the trivia thing a couple weeks ago. Like he's the only person to ever be WWE, IWGP, and AEW World Champion.
Yep. Not Cody Rhodes. Back to bring it full circle. Not Cody Rhodes, who had the opportunity. The only other guy that had an opportunity to do that, pretty much, besides maybe Jericho, and they weren't going to strap Jericho up in New Japan. So like, what is it that's giving him 26%? Because if this is the Wrestling Observer Newsletter Hall of Fame, I can look at a 2-time Wrestler of the Year award winner that makes him just like Chris Jericho. I believe Jericho has 3, if I'm not mistaken. There are people that do not, because Kazuchika Okada does not have 2 of these, James.
Right.
Kenny Omega doesn't have 2 of these. Right. Actually, I think he might.
Well,
he does. Sorry.
Okay. I'm guessing he got it for 01 or 21, and he also got it for like 2017.
2018.
18. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. This is pretty embarrassing, honestly. And I know people want to be like, I don't want to think about him. Like, why not? Like we're talking about this guy that's been around as a major leaguer for 12 years at this point. This is not somebody coming on the ballot in the middle, like next year, for example. Drew McIntyre is coming on the ballot next year, right? This is not a guy that has really only had 4 or 5 years of success, like a Drew McIntyre. Right. Maybe even smaller period than that when you think about how much of his career was a failure before he figured it out from ages, 36 and beyond. This guy has been over since he's been 27 years old, James.
Yep.
What are they missing?
I don't know. I think a lot of it comes down to just like they think it's a Terry Funk routine.Maybe I like it can't just all be he left WWE so fuck him, because like that can't be the case. But it has to be that plus things that like maybe it's a Terry Funk thing or it's garbage. It's the garbage wrestling, quote unquote, and it's some other stuff that we're just not accounting for. I don't know.
Yeah. Not my favorite wrestler or anything, but it's definitely Sir Sam's favorite wrestler. So I think, Sam, you might want to start getting to work and telling people what they're missing. You know, Sir Sam also says he thinks there are some that don't like AEW, period. The Bucks being second, going in, their second year says a lot. You know, I can't discount that, but
right. But the thing for me would be like, if you were someone if you're voting for the Young Bucks, and while you know what they're dealing with as far as the negative criticism or disliking, or people will not vote for them based off of their style and also what they embody to AEW. If you were watching AEW as a quote unquote AEW hater, if you're watching it for anybody, is like people like Jon Moxley and Chris Jericho. It'd be like, these are the people that in CM Punk, they'd be like, these are people that really know how to work there because they're from New York and all that kind of stuff. So, but that's not necessarily, it doesn't seem like that's rubbing off on them.
Yeah, I don't think Moxley's getting that because, Moxley's like you can look at it, he's the first guy to really jump, to leave in the middle of his prime. And it's like, you jumped it all off. Like, and you ruined your career. You could be here with Roman, and there's nastiness going on with this. I feel it.
No, there's definitely no way this is kosher, because it don't make no sense. He's been too good. He's been too good the last 5 years. Like we're at a point now where there's been a half a decade of him being one of the last half decade. There's no way he's not been a top 10 wrestler in the world. Like, you throw in like the PWI kayfabe side of it, you throw in the match quality, you throw in like the accolades.
What am I missing? Man. I don't know what I'm missing.
There's no way
here.
There's been 10 wrestlers like more that have that kind of PWI and match guide combination in the last 5 years. There's no way.
Look, and the Observer Awards to go with it.
Yeah, and we're talking about the Observer Hall of Fame, which is why this is dumb. Right, like I'm not going to have to. I'm not going to have to argue and scream till I'm blue in the face about like in 2-3 years about whether or not JJ Watt's going to get into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He won 3 Defensive Player of the Years in 4 years. He's getting in the first ballot. I don't have to worry about it with Aaron Donald.
Yeah,
like this is it's weird. It's just weird.
Yeah, I think it's a perfect time to talk about this guy. So, definitely this is gonna be a clip for sure. I think more people should start raising hell kind of on this one, because 26% is embarrassing. Like there's a mental block, I think, going on with him.
And also another part that's weird about it is, like, if I remember year to year voting on it, like he went up this year, and this is like the worst year he's had in this 5-year run post WWE.
Yes, he was 13% last year, James, which is even more embarrassing.
He more than doubled his percentage when it's like this is the worst year he's had in the last 5 years. Have people just not been paying attention?
I guess
obviously.
Not. I guess
but
not.
You get my point.
Yeah. Huh.